Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for July 26th of 2025 is titled Globular Cluster Omega Centauri. So, what do we see here? Well, here we see an example of what is known as a globular cluster, a tightly bound group of stars, in this case about 10 million stars, and they're compacted relatively close together. The volume, the size of this, well, the diameter, I should say, of this, about 150 light years across. Now, there aren't near that many stars within 150 light years of our sun. So you can imagine what it might be like if you could live on a planet orbiting a star in this cluster. Night sky would be very bright and stars would be densely packed together. So there would be a lot of stars in the sky because there are so many so close together, and you would find far more bright stars relatively close to you than we're used to seeing in our own neighborhood. Now, an unusual thing about Omega Centauri is that it may actually not be a globular cluster, even though that's what I just told you. It has a difference with globular clusters. Globular clusters tend to have stars of one age, that they were all formed together and they've just been aging since then. They tend to be some of the oldest parts of our galaxy, going back 12 billion years, 11 billion years, very early on in the early formation of the galaxy. However, when we look at Omega Centauri, we see different populations of stars, telling us that there's something unusual about this cluster. And the idea is that perhaps this really isn't a globular cluster, but is instead the core of a small galaxy that has been torn apart by our Milky Way. So this happens as small galaxies, pass close to our Milky Way. They will get ripped apart by tidal forces. So here we might be seeing only the core of what used to be a small galaxy, and which eventually this may merge into our Milky Way, as likely the rest of this object already has. Now, when we look at stars in a globular cluster, or even this type of galaxy that we see, we tend to see that they're very old, going back many billions of years, so much older than our sun. And in fact, you can see as you look around here, normally when we look at a spiral galaxy, it's dominated by the blue stars that we see. Here we see a lot of red stars. Those are red giants and supergiants, which dominate the light of this cluster. Those are old stars even less massive than our sun, that have evolved through their lives and expanded to great sizes, becoming very bright for a short period of time before they end their lives. So eventually they will end their lives in planetary nebulae, although at this distance we really won't see those very well. So as we continue to study Omega Centauri and try to learn a little more about it, in fact, recent studies with the Hubble Space Telescope say there is a massive black hole near the center, kind of tying in, because that's something that happens and we see with most galaxies as well. So that was our picture of the day for July 26th of 2025. It was titled Globular Cluster Omega Centauri. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be awesome. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.